So a brief history here for those who might not know. Airtable is essentially a really user-friendly kind of database on steroids is how I would describe it. And the main sell of it is that almost anybody can come in and build these things rather than needing to be a developer. And that value prop, that value kind of really led them to be one of the PLG darlings. But a couple of weeks ago in a layoff announcement, the CEO announced a new strategic focus. And here are some of the things that he said. Today, we're announcing a major evolution for Airtable, taking us from our roots as a primarily bottoms-up adopted product serving teams at organizations to a company that is focused on bringing connected apps to large enterprises. Enterprise, which makes up the majority of our revenue, that I was actually surprised by this, is growing more than 100% year over year and best-in-class net dollar retention of 170%. And so I'm actually interested, Elena, if you could put yourself, pretend for a moment you are an exec at Airtable sitting in the room discussing this possible strategy shift. I'm interested, what are you saying? What questions are you bringing up? What's going through your mind?
So I'm actually not surprised that majority of the revenue is coming from enterprise. He didn't say that it's enterprise contracts. He just said from enterprise segment. So I appreciate that there might be a lot of customers, paid customers in an enterprise segment where revenue is coming from and where they see really good retention. I've seen it before where I've been at the companies where in prosumer motion, you are 100% penetrated across Fortune 500, Fortune 1000, Fortune 5,000, whatever number you call. So that's, even though that's happening, that's not necessarily mean that you have very strong enterprise motion. Those two are very different things that I think a lot of companies convolute because they say, if I already have usage in enterprises, that means I can shift my strategy and close those enterprises and grow more in an enterprise top-down way. But to me, the question really comes from is where did that enterprise revenue generate? And most of the time, it got acquired through either consumer motion or some sort of very low-level prosumer motion, or people are switching from companies and they're bringing Airtable into their new enterprise that they've just started a company. So acquisition source is often, 99.9% of the time, is rooted in that very self-serve, product-led, low complexity problem statement that they started using it and then it started just escalating along the lines. Basically, what I'm trying to get to is PLG, a sales-led, cannot be compared as apples to apples. PLG starts at very low complexity of the problem, very early in customer life cycle of the problem. And then it escalates through just solving my job to be done to now I'm bringing into a team and now I'm working with the team on it. And then all of a sudden it goes all the way to a company level value. And that company level value often takes a year and a half, 2, 3, 5 years to materialize after the first PLG acquisition. So you might see some of them finally materializing. And by the way, 3 to 5, 6 years after their really strong PLG product market fit, that's when all of these companies do this goddamn shift to enterprise because they're starting to see those deals finally grow up into something substantial. And they say, hey, how do we do more of that? Top-down sales. Versus the playbook of actually getting there was by entering into the logo or in people's lives very early on at low complexity with some sort of freemium model. And they're just impatient. They want to shortcut it. And they think that overlaying sales team will do it. So my question would be, we know how to get here through this bottoms up motion. Do we have any reason to believe that we can do top down motion and succeed in the same way?
Mm-hmm.